Hi there, this is Pastor Tabitha Purple. I'm doing the video for parental inspiration while we are in social isolation or social withdrawal or lockdown. So the big thing with being on lockdown is that if you have children, this can provide a challenge because they still need educational input, they still need to learn things. But the temptation for children is that they sit on a device under a nice blanket and then they just don't do anything, because actually we're all like that. How many of you today spent time just scrolling through Facebook instead of doing anything? Hello, how much of our lives are wasted doing that sometimes, and we're not intentional. So it's easy to say kids do, but actually we are the same. So we have to be mindful of that too. So here's the thing, yesterday's parental inspiration, we were looking at, my tip for the day was structure. And then I said, well, my husband's going with free play outside. That's what he's going with. So which one won the kind of competition? And I have to say, team efforts. There was a particular moment of the day where I would say he definitely won. Free play outside was definitely the way to go. It was the first day. And let's not make this too hard for yourself. Let's, we've got 3 weeks of this to go. It could be longer. We don't know at this point. And it's really important that we realize to just step by step go through this, because otherwise you're going to run out of steam. And quite frankly, having the kids run around outside so I could have my first meal of the day was amazing. I had 1 sleep in, 2 running around outside, playing, having a great time, and it was just wonderful. I had a moment of peace where we could actually eat a meal, which was really lovely, because otherwise it can be very difficult to feed oneself, especially if you have a wide age group. We have toddlers and preteens in the house. Spoke to a parent of teenagers, and they said, much easier in the teenage category because, of course, teenagers can be reasoned with. We'll talk about that another time, I'm sure. And that requires a different approach to parenting. But when you have everything from preteen and under, they require still a lot of structure from you as parents. So I would say that the outdoor thing won in some regards, but having structure helped. And the reason it helped was this: are your kids little hungry hippos? My children, as soon as holidays hit, Christmas, summer, whatever the vacation period is, they are like hungry hippos. They can inhale the entire weekly shop in 1 day. Well, that's at least how it feels to me. And because my children are mostly vegetarian, they have a really high content of fruit, which is actually quite expensive. And they all have expensive tastes. I mean, I've got one that wants to be eating kiwi golds and another one who's like strawberries only. But of course, it's not strawberry season yet in the country that we actually reside in. So we have to have those imported. That costs a lot of money. So we have to be very mindful of that. And so one of the things that really works for us as a family is structuring the day, particularly as it pertains to food, so that the children are really clear when their next meal is and what they can expect at that meal, particularly dinner times, which have a lot more uncertainty than, say, lunch times. And so we have a structured time, and the children knew when the meal times were coming, so they knew when the end of free play was. They were able to monitor themselves better, and they were able to then be a little bit less argumentative, shall we say, when they'd been like, okay, we went outside at 1 and we're being called in 4 hours later. We've had 4 hours worth of play, and then I make them do the math into how many minutes that is, so 4 times 60, let's do the math. And then they realize in grand fashion, you can add sneaky tasks in there to still give them math homework when they're doing, playing outside, and making sure that they understand that math is relevant in all parts of life, of course. And it may sound really silly, but when you're doing your times tables, that regularly and having those questions thrown at you at odd moments, it just helps to keep them in your mind, I think, and use. So that really is what I think won. A mixture of structure and free play. So we're doing that again tomorrow, except a little bit more structured. Yay! So the children today got the day off from any kind of school activities. We said, you know, look, it's the first day and we don't want to rush into everything on the first day. We still had the food shop into the weekly food shop we normally do on a Monday. So we still have to do the routine things that we do as a family, even though you're not at school. So we got all of that done, accomplished, brilliant. And now let's begin with a more school-like routine of what activities need to be done when. We happen to live in a household with lots of workbooks, with lots of access to online school sites, and I'm going to be posting about that tomorrow as well. So if you're looking for school resources, I will post all the links that have been sent to me. I will post them to the website, to the Facebook page, so that you can actually see, okay, these are some of the places I can go so that my children can still get good quality learning, maybe that 1 hour a day, so that they have something really intense and that they can do that. There's also great free websites like going on a museum tour, and then I found out that you can not only go on the museum tour, but you can also download the free colouring book. So if you have a printer, hey, go on the free museum tour, download the free workbook, and you've been to a museum. That's like a brilliant activity to expand the mind, and then you can look up different pictures and things. But that's not actually my tip for today. My tip for today is this wonderful little piece of kit. Cost about €1, dollar, pound, wherever you live. It is a whiteboard, and it's a small portable one. You can get them in all sizes, but I'm just gonna say this is the tip, is a small portable whiteboard. It's really simple. It normally comes with just one pen, and for €1 you can buy like 4 or 5 different colours. Or if you are very efficient at cleaning, you can use your children's water-based colours, you know, the ones that they write all over their skin and you're really grateful that they can wash out again. They wipe off of here, so you can use the elusive hand gel if you really want to get it clean. And you feel flush and rich with your hand gel, or just some water and paper, or just some water and you know, the sponge that comes with it to clean it off. The reason I said this is because it works with all ages. The little one loves to colour. She's obsessed with drawing and making circles. That's her big thing. But of course, there's only so many pieces of paper with circles on that I want to keep in my house. So this is fabulous because she can make circles, and then she plays with like wiping out bits of the circle to see how that looks, and then add in. She can do all sorts with this, so I think that's wonderful. But for the older ones, actually, you can still use something like this and introduce them to some old school games like Hangman, which is really great for helping your children to learn how to spell. Really great games that teach us, you know, spelling and counting and all sorts of things, and how to hang a person. But you can use it for tic-tac-toe, strategy, always good. Kids have to learn certain strategies to get through tic-tac-toe and win. You know, best out of 5 tic-tac-toes, best out of 10 tic-tac-toes, etc, etc. So there are lots of little games like that that we played when we were kids that you could just play on a whiteboard. You just erase it and go again. And it just gives that bit of flexibility, I think, when you have this. But if you are stuck and you can't get to your local store and you don't have a whiteboard lying around, then my tip is pencils. So there are some people who absolutely love drawing, who absolutely adore art. I'm one of those people, even though it was something that was not pushed in my family. For me personally, it's something that I absolutely love. I used to go to art galleries all the time, used to try and soak up art. Many of you know I Bible journal, and I love art. Like, I really do think it's just a wonderful creative expression that we can worship God with, and we can really just embrace. So anyway, that point aside, there are some people who do not like art, but they do like whatever it is that they like. So for example, my son likes Roblox, or he likes Lego or Pokemon. Now, he does not like to draw. One of my children does not like to draw. How's he surviving my house, right? So he doesn't like to draw, but he does like those things. And what you can do, if you're a very good parent, you just go onto Pinterest, or you go onto your local search engine, you pop in the details of the kid's preference, put down free worksheets, and then you can get colouring sheets, worksheets, learn how to draw, word searches, crosswords. There's always these free downloadable giveaways. Lego's really good at that. They have them on their website for parents, I think, who are at home with children for a number of weeks. So that's my tip for today. My tip for today to see if we win tomorrow is going to be with the whiteboard and with the pencils. We're going to try that. It's great using pencils because all of the children can sit at the table. Doesn't matter how old, how young, doesn't matter whether they like art or not. You can download something, you can try it out. Works really well. It's cheap, it's easy. Most people have pencils lying around the house. Most people have paper. If not, knock on your neighbour's door, see if they are willing to share, or pop down to your local store, I guess, and get some paper. So that's my tip. We're going to see how that works tomorrow. We've got an hour of that sort of activity built into the day, art activity, but that means that the non-artists all have to join in with the artists, and hilarity, I'm sure, will ensue. So I look forward to doing that tomorrow. But as you see, we're pacing ourselves. We're just trying one thing a day. I'm not trying to do more. They have their workbooks and they have the one thing a day that Mummy wants them to try. Perfect. Let's see who wins tomorrow's parenting challenge. I think my husband's moment of parenting will be free play. That's what he added. So let's see what happens tomorrow. Have a blessed day, and I look forward to sharing more tips. I'll be posting some stuff to Facebook as well. So look out for links that you can use of free resources that will work. I'm going to use my handy clicker because I have one. Look at that. I didn't know it's built into my phone. Woohoo! New information, right? Be blessed. Bye-bye.